Mina, welcome to the Commerce Talks podcast. Today at the Seamless conference in Dubai, and you're going to talk with me today about your business called Bagallery in Pakistan. And I've just learned you live in Dubai, not in Pakistan. Tell us a bit about yourself and your business.
Okay, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. My name is Mina Salman and I am the founder of Bagallery.com. So a few years ago, I started off this venture because we were living in Saudi before. So actually me and my husband, we've been in Middle East for a long time. We got married. I have lived all my life in Karachi, brought up, and everything was in Karachi. My schooling, education, even my work was there. But eventually we got married and then we moved. So we were living in Middle East. So when we moved to Dubai in around 2011, I'd been looking for jobs and something I wanted to do because my son was almost 3. So it was time to come back to the corporate world. But unfortunately, I was unable to find anything, suitable for my timings, and, the job hunt continued. I did a lot of things. I eventually failed. So then I got this idea of starting, because it was around that time when in the Middle East, Souq.com and there were few other websites, they were gradually picking up. So the concept of e-commerce was quite new around that time. So me and my husband, he just gave me this idea, why don't you start doing something? And I was like, what it should be. So eventually, I loved shopping. So then we thought that this is something which is my passion and we can eventually turn it around and, build it up. So we started off with bags. At that point, I was doing very luxury handbags. And
we started with bags where? Here?
In Dubai.
In Dubai, okay.
Yes. So I was very new. I had no idea how, at that time, even the word like e-commerce and startups, they were not the buzzwords. Nobody was very aware. Now it's like the whole ecosystem and people talk about it. And, youngsters want to jump into this whole ecosystem. But around that time, it was very difficult. So we started selling off few bags and it was very, I made a very rough website and we were using Facebook messengers to take orders and all that. But it was at around that time when e-commerce was picking up in Pakistan. So my husband gave me this idea, let's just switch, let's just diversify a bit. Because over here I was getting one order, then after 10 days there is no order. So with luxury products, this is a problem. You get one order and then 10 days, no order. So, and I wanted to get my hands on with this whole thing. So we gradually, added beauty products and we used Facebook groups around that time. Still it's a very good way of selling your products. There are a lot of Facebook.
I remember in 2012, some friends of mine and me, we had the biggest Facebook group in Middle East for mobile phones. Absolutely. 2 million followers. And back then we believed every follower is worth $1, and we tried to sell it. That's the Facebook group thing was I think it peaked in 2012.
Absolutely.
And then it went down. Yeah.
So we used that and then we just started making up a team. We met few amazing people in Pakistan. They're still with us till date. They are the founding members of Bagallery.com. We created a website. We started working on it. We started partnering up with a lot of local brands in Pakistan, for example, L'Oreal's and, Unilever's. So we were importing beauty products from US and UK and we were selling them on our website. And we were also working with local, merchandisers and local retailers and local brands that had already availability in Pakistan. So Bagallery was created. And then I think after that, the kind of success we've grown over a period of time and we were not ready for it. We started, scaling up. And then our first round of funding came in 2020. 2020 was a very difficult time for the whole world, but for us, we backed our first funding around in 2020, and then things went from here to here, and then we were not ready for it. We gradually started building up a team because we were not even our customer service was not that amazing. But obviously when you get in the spotlight, when you bag your first funding, everybody's looking at you. So then we slowly and gradually, we have evolved how the e-commerce industry has evolved. We have worked on our practices on customer relationships and customer retention and acquisition and the website formats. And we use a lot of social media influencers to work as a bridge. Our Instagram is our biggest asset. So we worked on different areas and gradually we just, worked up. And then in 2021, we bagged our second round of funding. So then again, things scaled up a little bit more. So when you get your funding, it's like then you have a lot on your plate, and you really have to excel. And so we gradually worked on our operational areas. There were little loopholes in that. So we worked on all of these areas, and together, I think how e-commerce industry has evolved in Pakistan, Bagallery has also evolved with the period of time, and now people understand that Bagallery.com is synonymous to beauty and fashion website, and they sell authentic products, because this is also a bit of an issue when products come from gray areas.
Can you give us like rough numbers about what the ballpark where you're in, like revenue wise, how many people are working, how many packages, just so people understand the
Right
momentum
now
of the business?
I can just give you a little bit, like we do have a team of around 150 people, but now we've reduced the team a little bit, around 100 people, and it includes the warehouse staff also, like people who are like work on daily wages.
And the market itself, like I understand, like Bagallery is focusing 100% on the Pakistani market, right? So and it also started roughly like 10 years ago, e-commerce adoption.
Yeah.
So like, can you share a bit like the some market data? So how many people in Pakistan are shopping online? So what is like the total addressable market like for the business you are in? Is it something that's only happening in Karachi? Is it kind of a national phenomena? So because I told you like before the recording, so there's like very limited knowledge about the market itself. When people hear about Pakistan, obviously, that's the country that's sending a lot of like workers to like Dubai or to the Middle East region. But obviously, there are people being able to afford beauty products, fashion products, and one of our podcast guests here last year was from Kadi, so a fashion manufacturer or fast fashion manufacturer. So please tell us a bit more about the market structure itself.
So basically, e-commerce industry has, as I already said, it has evolved. Like especially in 2-3 years, it has become something huge. So roughly, if I wanted to give in numbers, it's like a $10 billion industry.
10 billion.
Yeah.
Total Pakistani e-commerce.
And then if you want to add like our share, it's around, like where we play in the beauty and fashion. Obviously, the big giants like you mentioned, Cardi and Sapphire. These people they have different channels, like omni channels, where they have their retail stores, and then they sell online also. But we are purely e-commerce. So we cover around 1.8 to $2 billion of that whole chunk. And this e-commerce is gradually growing because there is a lot of internet penetration. A lot of people who are not, especially we've seen this trend in pandemic also, people who are not very comfortable with buying online, they eventually had no option and they had to come online. Even people like who were in 50s and 60s, like my parents, who had no idea about this, how this e-commerce worked, gradually they're getting, accustomed with this whole trend. And so as mobile penetration and internet penetration is increasing, so we also have a customized website for our, for mobile also, where people, and then there's a lot of Gen Zs gradually they're coming in it. So it's growing and it's booming, and we have a lot of grocery stores online. Just to give you a perspective of poor people going to Dubai for work. So there are a lot of different kinds of startups, even in health sector also. The fashion industry is so like there are so many local brands that have popped up during this pandemic, and they're doing amazing. And then they're beauty brands. Obviously, there's demand for imported beauty products also, like, we talk about Tarts and Huda Beauties and all that. But then there's locally also, there has been a lot of work, and they're selling this online.
And how was yesterday? I recorded a podcast with Arun, the CIO from MAF Carrefour, and he told me that the adoption during COVID for the online services really skyrocketed because some of the stores were closed, and then people really learned how to order grocery online, which wasn't the case even in this region here. And now their online share might be somewhere between like 5 to 15%.
Yeah.
So it's a massive growth. Was it the same in Pakistan? Was it the same where store closed during COVID, or people were forced to buy online? And what does it mean for the online adoption in the market?
So the case was similar. I think when the lockdown happened, the whole world came to a halt. Whether it was schools or, even hospitals and all these kind of industries. So nobody was prepared for it, how we're going to work through it. So people actually, I think they got educated themselves, especially in Pakistan, how to shop online, and cash on delivery is huge. But due to different, online payment portals, is we partner up a lot with banks, and you give them discount codes, and when you're giving them good offers, people generally now like to buy online. And obviously there is a social media influence also. We just cannot I really have to emphasize on that, because for us it has played a huge role, because how we have grown, because social media and influencers and customer reviews, people really are getting accustomed with that. They're educating themselves how to buy products. They read reviews online. They see what their favorite influencer is wearing, how she's carrying or him is carrying himself, where he's going, what car he's driving, what kind of lifestyle is having. So those kind of things, and how and from where is he shopping. So if an influencer are like more trusted folks other than celebrities and all, because celebrities they just endorse anything. But with
But now influencers becoming celebrities.
Yes, this is getting more and more saturated. So if your influencer is telling you that you have to buy from, for example, Bagallery.com, and this is a discount code, you're getting 20% off on the final order. Why not? People just went in with the flow, and they started purchasing their orders. And this is how, and even with groceries also, when there was no other option, people had to buy online. I think in a way it was good that something that was supposed to happen in like 5 to 10 years, 2-3 years, everybody just got onto the e-commerce bandwagon.
And what kind of social media channels, let's just talking about the influence here, what kind of channels are important in Pakistan? And are people following local influencers or influencers located in Dubai, where you are living, for example?
So basically, I think when we talk about influencer marketing, the whole thing is the different kind of influencers. There are like mega influencers who have their followers in millions and millions. I think everybody is following them. For example, Ronaldo. Who doesn't want to follow him? We all are
not following. Are you following Ronaldo? Yes or no?
Yes.
You're following him?
Yes. And
okay.
we talk about this Kardashians and, Kylie Jenner and all these people. Everybody is following them. And then they're like mega influencers, and they are nano influencers, and they are micro influencers. So when your following comes down from millions to lakhs and all that, 100,000s, then there are a lot of local influencers that people, and especially in people in Pakistan, they follow a lot of local influencers, and a lot of them want to follow their lifestyle and how they're living their life and what products are they using. And then there are very micro and nano influencers also, they're still getting on with the bandwagon. So you need to, when you talk about influencer marketing, because we worked with all different kind of genres. So it depends on your campaign. When you want a real connect with the people, you go for nano and micro influencers, because although they don't have huge following, but whatever they're saying, they have a small following, but they have like really organic, and people are not following them because of the fan base and all that. So we use we work with different kind of influencers. Is a lot of local influencers, but then there are a lot of influencers in Dubai and England, and who live their life according to Pakistani style. So they live two lives. One is like, what are they doing locally, what kind of food they are eating, consumption. So there is demand for those kind of influencers also. And then in Dubai also, like, I live in Dubai, but yes, my lifestyle is pretty much like how I was supposed to live in Pakistan. And so, yes, influencers.
But then, are you booking influencers living in Dubai or like other regions for Bagallery?
Yes, it depends on the kind of campaign. For example, if we are talking about, like, now we've started exporting our products from Pakistan, like especially the local clothes and the makeup products and the bags and the shoes that are produced locally. So if you want to, export those products, so you will go for, like, depends on the region. So we go for Saudi influencers, Saudi Pakistani, British Pakistani, US based but Pakistani influencers. So you pick the kind of influencers that resonate with your campaign, and their influencers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat. I mean, there's Facebook. So there's so many different genres and so many areas. So you have to be very wise and pick. And this is what we've learned over a period of time. It was not like you just get the formula. You don't crack the formula, because this industry is very new. You're not sure about the followers. Are they organic, or they're like, bought up, and what is the rate of engagement and how well they're perceived by their people. So you really have to crack the code, and we've been able to do it somehow over like last few years.
Like 10 years ago, and you just mentioned the Facebook group phenomena. like 10 years ago, the typical strategy like to win new customers for a website like Bagallery would have been a Google strategy, like finding the right keywords. Somebody in Karachi is looking for luxury handbag. Okay, let's bid on this keyword. How does it work today for you? What's your main channels of getting new customers?
Basically, yes, Google and SEO is still there. It works somehow.
Is Google the main search engine in Pakistan?
Yes. Yes, it is a main search engine in Pakistan. People use that. For example, if you are looking for a mascara or if you're looking for a foundation, so best foundations for oily skin. So these are the keywords that we are working on. So also we've done that, but we want to add the right kind of tags on our website. So it's SEO. Google is working. Then there is social media, influencer marketing that helps a lot. Then there is a lot of affiliate programs, like when you get the codes. Then there are loyalty programs that we've used. We are like into SMS marketing and email marketing. And then last year we did biggest 2 on-ground events in Pakistan, one in Karachi and one in Lahore, where we replicated the whole e-commerce website into store, like a proper physical store, like, somewhat like this. So there were different kiosks of different brands. They were selling their products. So it was like, the people saw the e-commerce website coming live in physical form, where they could see all the products that they see on the website. They could actually touch it, feel it, and purchase it.
But this was kind of a marketing campaign. It's not a permanent store concept.
No. It's yes, it was kind of a concept. But even if you see with different e-commerce portals, also they do like little pop-up stores in the middle of the mall for like maybe 5 days or 7 days, and then they go away. So it's kind of a strategy to come people, like you want to, have one-on-one relationship with your customers who are present online, so that they can come, they can see you. So these are the different kind of strategies that we have adopted over a period of time.
Can you tell more about the product range on Bagallery? Because when I open the website, there's like beauty and there's fashion. Clicking on beauty shows me a banner advertising Sephora favorites.
Yes.
I need to understand a bit like your vertical integration with the different brands, and is it a beauty website? Is it a fashion website? And do you have your own Bagallery bags? Bagallery comes from like back gallery. Is this correct?
So because I started off from bags, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, why did you go for this name? So when I started, I was like, I'm just going to sell luxury bags. So the first name that came
makes sense. So, seems to be a very good market. Yeah.
So that's how I started off, and eventually there were shoes and there were accessories and there were makeup and there was skincare, there was home care products and a lot of self-care and gadgets. So but
you started with third-party brands. It was not the Mina luxury bag. It was always like a luxury bag from, I don't know,
Chanel or Gucci or Louis Vuitton and Tory Burch. Okay. So these were the brands that we were initially working on. So now the whole thing is Bagallery has become very synonymous with beauty brands, because this was a kind of area that we never uncovered, and when we uncovered it, we saw there was a whole potential, because it was around that time. And I don't know if you know about Huda Katan. She's a famous very, very famous influencer. She launched her makeup line, and people
What's her name? I Google her right now.
Huda Katan.
Huda Katan. Okay.
Yes, she's very famous here in the Middle East, and the whole Middle East, and even Pakistan and India and Bangladesh, Nepal, so all that kind of. So she launched her branded products, and with the social media penetration, people got more and more into their, like what kind of foundation should they put on their face, what kind of skincare. Everybody has a different skincare routine. So we have a good assortment of.
That's her?
Yes.
Huda Beauty. Okay.
Yes, she's very famous here. I think she's a pioneer of influencer-based products. She's a pioneer. So I think she led a way for a lot of different influencers to launch their own skincare and makeup line.
Okay.
So coming back to our product assortment, yes, we do have a lot of local products, locally made products, locally sourced products, because there is demand for that also. We work with a lot of imported products also. Like, I don't know if you know about beauty products. I doubt you use any.
No. Thank you. No, I don't. Obviously, I know a couple of like standard beauty products, especially like the bigger brands like L'Oreal and others. But like the And my wife is full into this kind of Bobby Brown product line, which is also hard to find offline and online.
Absolutely.
So super exclusive. But apart from this, no.
So Bobby Brown and Laura Mercier and NARS and Tarte and Too Faced. So there are beauty brands who are famous in Germany, like I think NYX, and there are like L'Oreal's are very famous, and there are beauty products based in US. They are famous like Benefit and Tarte. Then the UK based beauty products and the European based products and the Middle East. So we try to get that good assortment of all the beauty products because we want to give the best assortment to our customers, and there are a lot of customers who want to buy local beauty products. And then we have fashion also. Initially when we started, we used to get products from Zara and H&M and Forever 21 and all these kind of brands, and we used to put them on our website, and we've experimented with that. It was a time around I think 2 years ago when white sneakers was all the rage, when Adidas Superstar just launched, so we put that on our website also. We got a lot of orders for that. And then now the whole industry, how the fashion industry is changing, like people want to buy a lot of locally made products because imported products are expensive now. And when you get the same kind of...
Why is this the case?
Because
in Pakistan, it's expensive.
Yes, in Pakistan, the inflation and that dollar kind of... that inflation is on the rise. So, and if you can get the same product that is ethically sourced, organically produced, you're involving local craftsmen.
Yeah.
You're honoring your roots, your values, building up on that customer identity, and you're giving the same product, then people don't want to buy a lot of... Yes, there is a market for that also, people who want to buy imported products. But in fashion, there is a lot of, like, I'm sure you must have learned through Cardi's podcast that people want to buy fashion products like shirts and shoes and bags that are produced locally.
Yeah.
So we try to have a good assortment of all these kind of products to best meet the needs of our customers and consumers, because there are all kinds of consumers.
And are there brands that are exclusively sold or owned by Bagallery on the beauty side or fashion side?
So basically, we've partnered up with a lot of brands, like for example, L'Oreal. So when we've done this partnership, we like if they're going to launch any product, for example, they're launching their new serum or a hair care product, it's going to be exclusively launched on Bagallery for first 10 days. So we have these kind of partnerships also because we've been working with them over years, and we have that kind of reputation with them. So they make sure when a product is launched, it's launched first on Bagallery. So these kind of partnerships also we are doing. And the other kind of, we also have our own private label brand that is all made in Pakistan. It's called Vibe Fashion.
Vibe of Fashion. That's like this brand here.
Yes, Shop Vibe. Yes, if you just click on
I will shop Vibe now.
Yes, absolutely. So this bag that I'm carrying right now is also from my own brand.
Okay, we will put a photo in the show notes from the bag. We will we will take it.
So we have. So all these products that you can see on the website, like the t-shirts and these bags and, eventually shoes and PJ sets, they're all locally made, locally sourced. And obviously, when you do this kind of stuff,
but it's a huge
very
range.
Cost effective.
It's a huge range.
Yes,
you have everything.
It's a huge range. Yes. This was my pet project I wanted to do since I was in college. I remember I wanted to do something like that. So eventually we saw the opportunity because, after... being in the market for a long time, you collect a lot of data. So when you have the data, you exactly know, because when you're selling other brands, like bags from other brands, you exactly know what kind of SKU is a hit. What kind of people, like people want bigger bags in Pakistan, especially like college going.
But here, like a standard t-shirt, like a t-shirt from Wipe, whatever currency, that's like a local currency. What is it in dollar? $7.99. What is it?
I think it will be around $10.
$10. And is $10 for a locally sourced and produced t-shirt in Pakistan? Is this like for an average customer? Is it a high price, an average price?
Yeah, this is the price people are going to buy in Pakistan. So the thing is that if you are going to buy, maybe for example, from a brand like Tommy Hilfiger, if you're going to buy same t-shirt, maybe because they take the cotton from Pakistan and Bangladesh only. So they just put their Tommy Hilfiger tag and they can sell it for $100, you say. So if the...
In Pakistan.
Yes. So So there are people who want to have that kind of Tommy Hilfiger tag. So, they are that kind of market also. But then when people know that it's the same cotton, it's locally produced. So it doesn't matter if it has a tag or not, even if it's written vibe on it. So they're going to purchase it.
And you do only fashion and fashion accessoires, or you also do vibe beauty?
No, we are just in fashion right now. Because this is where we want to develop. Yes, in the future we do want to launch beauty products, because I'm also a skincare and makeup influencer in Dubai. So I work with a lot of
yourself.
Yes. So I have
I'm
as a
doing some
geek.
research here during the recording.
So I'm a skincare geek also. So I have a lot of information because I've been working in this industry for a long time. So I know what kind of products people really want and what are the major skincare. So that's for the future. But we also acquired last year, there was a very small beauty and fashion player. It's called as Immerse. We acquired them last year, and then they're part of the Bagallery, the whole portfolio. So they do a lot of beauty products, and we also get a lot of beauty tools, not like Dyson kind of beauty tools, like nail clippers or blackhead removers, those stainless steel ones, and heated rollers, like that, those quick kind of beauty products, maybe like something that you will use in your washroom, like loofahs and all those kind of products. So we source them also, and when we sell them on our website as well. So far this is the assortment where we're looking into.
Okay, Ben, and I totally get this. If you have like a certain brand presence and like retail exposure in Pakistan, that you're able to create a brand over there. But are you also able to expand the brand presence into and the Vibe brand presence into other countries or other retailers? So would other retailers buy from you to sell it in their own online stores or offline stores?
So basically, we've not done that, but this is in the books right now, where we want to sell our Vibe products. So maybe if you want to go to Saudi Arabia, or you want to come to UAE, Dubai, because it's like our second home. So we would go and work with brands like Namshi or Amazon.
Yeah.
Because our brands are not very highly priced. They're good quality, but they're not. We keep very low margin in that. So we can because it's not Bagallery coming to Amazon. It's just Vibe coming, and Vibe has its own identity, although it's under the umbrella of Bagallery. So when we are going to sell it,
so it's a wholesale business in that case.
So we could just use different kind of giants already present in different kind of markets, and we're just going to go in that instead of.
But you're not planning to open a pop-up store in the Mall of Dubai or in the Emiratis Mall?
Oh, why not? I would love to do that.
I tell you why not. But you are planning to do?
Not really, but we have like little kind of in Dubai. I think you how long you've been in Dubai for? Like you come here for how many days?
For 70 hours.
Oh, so you don't know how the fashion industry works. So there are a lot of in-house like small exhibitions that people do in their houses, and eventually they go into this boulevard ones and all that. So eventually, so they do exhibitions for 2 days with a lot of different Pakistani and Indian brands. They come, they sell their clothes, and then go home. And it's a huge thing, especially because in Dubai, Pakistani and Indian, there's a massive number of Pakistani and Indians in Dubai. So there's a whole market for these kind of clothes also. So we might go into these exhibitions, do 2-day sale, and then come back home.
Where do they happen, those exhibitions?
They even like places like World Trade Center, but World Trade Center is huge, in different hotel lobbies and all that. So they're like small, before big events like Ramadan is huge here.
So my argument not doing this usually in Europe would be that it's too expensive to set this up, and it's cheaper to find customers online.
Yes,
just to find the next Dubai influencer, and then regardless if you send them to Noon or Namshi or Amazon, or even sending them to your Vibe.bg shop, whatever, that doesn't matter. So my argument is always, setting something up offline, pop-up store, permanent store, even like an expo thing, is so far away from everything you can scale with the existing organization. You need a different set of people. You need a system that lets you collect cash, or that lets you collect credit card data.
Yeah.
You need an offline stock, so it's you have to take it out of your warehouse. It's like it has nothing to do with an e-commerce operation. It's a totally different operation. That's why I'm usually very hesitant when I'm here. Okay, offline might be a good marketing thing for once, but having this as a permanent channel to win new customers seems to be very complicated. And most of the businesses that tried it in Europe, setting up like permanent offline presences, failed. It's too expensive. There's no synergy effects.
Yeah. But I think just to give that gist of it, like how the product actually feels, because when you are buying online, there are kind of hits and misses. I'm sure you've seen those memes where what you ordered versus what came. So in order to cover that bridge, sometimes you can go for a little pop-up store for a few days and then you can come back to your online channel, because this is how there are a lot of local fashion products also. There are fashion brands. They don't have any offline presence. I buy with a lot of those websites. They just sell online. They come, they show but their social media channels and their photography and the whole kind of, their social media channels are very well equipped. Like when they're showing you a product, you show them from all different kinds all side, how it's from inside and outside. So now that gap, it's been like covered. So
Okay.
yeah, I think online is always going to be my first love. But yes, just to take a little break, you can go offline and then you might come back.
Okay, let's go back for a moment to the Pakistani e-commerce motion. So you said you've started with external investors in 2020, and obviously went for huge growth path. I guess even now in the region, capital is getting like more expensive. So investors are asking like for a quicker return or like for a faster path of profitability. My understanding from what you've told me is that Pakistan like is still in the early days of like e-commerce adoption. So it's already a $10 billion market, but it will grow into a $100 billion, $200 billion market over the next 2 decades. So what is like the organic growth rate for a business like yours? In Europe, the organic growth rate is like the offline-online shift.
Yeah.
So, but there's nothing comes on top. So
Yeah.
the overall, there's no new customers. The birth rates are low. There's now inflation, so it's getting more expensive. But what is like the organic growth potential in your market, and what can you put on top with efficient online marketing tactics?
I think it's still in its infancy stages as compared to the rest of the world. If you compare from UK or US or maybe Europe, it's still in I think it will be like 20%, that's it. But still we have a long way to go to reach to that organic level. So we still have to do a lot of pushing when it comes to e-commerce, because people are still accustomed of going to the malls, shopping physically for the products. So they still are used to do that. So in order to go to that level, there's a long way to go.
And the rest of the e-commerce infrastructure, is it already built? So can you is there like last mile logistics services available in the whole country? So can you send from Karachi to the furthest village away, like with, I don't know, how long does it take? How much does it cost? Is it even possible?
Yes, actually, when we started off, just to give you a little background, we used to take 40 days to deliver.
40?
Can you just imagine how bad was it? Because we were in our initial stages, and I still remember there were customers who used to patiently wait for 40 days for their parcel to arrive. But gradually how the things have changed. So it's like people want their delivery next day. Now
even in Pakistan?
Now, yes.
Or the big cities only?
No, even in the big cities mostly, but now the whole scenario has been changed with last mile and all that. They don't have time to wait. So they don't want to wait. So if there's a long wait time, they were like, okay, I don't want to buy this. Or maybe they change their mind also. Sometimes like, okay, I don't want this anymore. It was an impulsive buy. So in order to cover that, we work with different kind of last mile companies who, especially in Karachi, we try to deliver the next day. And even when we have a warehouse, because Pakistan is huge. So we have like, we're in the south, Karachi is in the south, and there is Punjab in the middle and northern areas. So we've also opened up a warehouse in the middle Punjab side area, so that to cater the orders up north. It can eventually take 2 to 3 days. For bigger cities, they just want like 1 day or same day delivery. But when we talk about smaller towns, yes, they can wait for like 3 to 5 days
and how is payment done?
Cash on delivery, especially in the smaller cities. Smaller cities, yes.
And what is the cash on delivery? Because this also started like in e-commerce, started with cash on delivery in Germany, but this is like feels like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you learned, okay, cash on delivery, it's kind of it's expensive because you have to pay like the postal service who is collecting the cash, whatever. But also super risky because like the return rates are increasingly high, because then people on the door say, I haven't ordered this, I don't pay, so please send it back. So how does it work out for you?
Yes, it's the same thing. It's expensive cash on delivery, but that's how the customers want to do because there is little trust factor also. It is getting better. We have partnered up with a lot of banks, and with different payment gateways. Buy now, pay later, and things like that are coming up. So, but it is mostly in the bigger cities. But in the smaller cities, yes, people want to pay with one hand and get the product from the other hand, and it's
That's
expensive.
still the case.
It's still the case. Yes, it's more. I think.
But there are customers doing credit card payments.
Yeah. They are,
And
but
do you incentivize it? Is it cheaper for them?
Yes, we offer them codes. If you use, for example, XYZ bank code, you will get 20%. So for that, people do buy, but it's still the penetration and organic growth of that. It's still on the lower side, but you have to send SMSs and, emails and all that just to push to that level, because now it is getting little better. But before, a lot of time we used to get flopped because people were still not as comfortable with sharing their credit card details online. It's still the case.
Smart. In some cases, it's smart. Yeah.
But in Pakistan, I think roughly 70 to 80% it's still cash on delivery, because there are a lot of female buyers also.
But how many of those deliveries are then rejected at the door?
A lot of them.
But a lot of, what is it percentage-wise?
10-20%, yes.
So that's a bit because of the payment methods. That's
it used
kind of
to be
built-in-
huge, yeah.
Okay.
It used to be very huge. It used to be like 50%, then 30%. Now it's around 10 to 20%.
But still high.
Yeah,
it's very
still
expensive
high.
because you have to pay for the box to send there.
Absolutely, but you can't do anything about it. You can only educate people to use a credit card, but a lot of people, especially women who are who work at home, stay-at-homes, mothers, they do not have bank accounts. So you cannot lose them as potential customers, because a lot of females, because you can see our website is very fashion and beauty oriented. So our 90% customers are our females. So in order to tap that market, we have to offer cash on delivery.
What is the mobile penetration in Pakistan? Though every woman has like a mobile phone and can order online?
Yes. Mobile penetration, I don't exactly know in numbers, but yes, it is increasing, because there are one website is customized for the desktop version, and then we have our mobile version also, and people are using that, women are using that. But again, when it comes to payment, most of the time they're using their husbands or their brothers' credit cards. So you need to take permission.
Okay, you're living in Dubai, and obviously Dubai is one when it comes to e-commerce development, it's on the pretty much developed. So you have same delivery, same hour delivery, even 50-minute grocery.
2 hours.
So that's everything is there. So what is from your perspective, from a customer's perspective? So what is the biggest difference? So what do you wish for Pakistan to happen so you can adapt the next level of e-commerce growth there, if you compare it to the Dubai standards?
Yeah, Dubai standards, I think, is the best standards in the world. I've been mostly all around the world, but you have to come back to Dubai to feel it. So how Dubai has excelled, I think Pakistan is nowhere close. I have to be very honest. But the things like innovation and tech innovation in Dubai, I think we still have a long way to go. In Pakistan. So if we overcome our tech innovation, I think it's and that kind of comfort that comes with tech innovation, you're comfortable with for example, you made a purchase and you're not happy with it. It has happened with me a lot of times, but I thought the product doesn't fit. So you just have to send a message on WhatsApp, and then the next hour the guy comes, he takes your product, and within 15 minutes it comes back to your e-wallet. That this kind of tech innovation, Pakistan still has a long way to do. So when these things...
Because it leads to a case where you just buy more. You just don't plan and are afraid of ordering it, because when you get it and you don't like it, you get the money back in 50 minutes.
So this is the biggest thing. When you overcome this, and then customers also, they get educated, they innovate themselves, they build the trust. Although they are getting more trustworthy, before it was nobody used to believe that e-commerce is a thing, but with pandemic and everything, people started believing in that. And obviously with their success, there are success rates also, delivering and getting the cash, and then, you repeat your cycle. But these are the basic things that, and obviously there's a lot of inflation also, the Pakistani rupee and dollar rate conversion. So one thing, if you're buying it today I'm getting it for 20 dirhams, the rate changes. It's not 40 dirhams. So I remember like a few years ago, I had customers who used to buy like Dior and Chanel bags and very expensive bags. And we used to sell a lot of like these kind of luxury products. But now it has changed. I'm not saying those people don't exist. I'm sure they still find ways. But that kind of overall, that rate has dropped a bit.
Okay, crazy. Then maybe on the last part, a bit on the like competitive intelligence here. So is Bagallery like the go-to site when it comes to beauty and fashion? Like if there's a new female customer, and if I would ask like the average e-commerce female customer in Pakistan, what is your favorite like shopping site for fashion and beauty?
It's
Is Bagallery is it like a number one, or
Yes.
is it like number 2, 3, or 4?
Okay,
You can
so-
be honest here.
So actually, number one is Daraz. They're backed up by Alibaba. So they're like the biggest, but they're not known for beauty because they work really hard to be, because how they work is like they work with different sellers. Like they had an online marketplace, so you can get fake products, fake makeup
Yeah.
brands, and then you can sell it.
Okay.
So because from day one, this was our number one thing, that we are not going to sell fake products. So we used to say no to a lot of different sellers also, who used to say openly, yeah, we're selling fake makeup products from China and all that. So we don't work with like that. So yes, when you talk about authentic products, that is Bagallery. And I'm sure everybody knows about Bagallery back home. Yes.
Yeah.
I have to be a little biased about it, but yes, this is the reality. When you go, and I think if you get a chance to visit Pakistan, you should come.
For me, it's an adventure to go to like Riyadh and Dubai already. So Pakistan is a
No,
long
you
way
have
to
to
go.
come to Karachi. You will get the best food.
Yeah.
Yes, best shopping experience. I think for like 100 euros, you can buy loads and loads of products of fashion and shoes and bags. I'm sure it's going to be an adventure, but a good one.
If Seamless is going to Pakistan doing something in Karachi, I definitely will follow.
Yes, you have to. I hope they do.
Okay. Mina, thank you for your time. Very, very enlightening, very, very interesting. And I hope many more female founders will listen to that and get inspired.